anybody 2 or 3 connections from me, and not even to 6, but like multi-billionaires. I'm connected with Ryan Dice via like a first or second connection, or like all these IM gurus that you hear about, or just anybody that's really successful. You can connect with them and help build a really cool relationship with them just through that really small 6-degree separation principle. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, we're here with Ali G and myself, and we're going to be talking about how to use Facebook to grow your offline business. And up until now, this is only something I've really been teaching my coaching students on. And so this is really the first week that I'm going to be going out, and we're going to be doing this webinar multiple times. But this is really just the kickstart, and we're able to get together here with Jack here today, who is gracious enough to have us, even though it's 2 a.m. his time, and I guarantee you he's going to be going to sleep like a baby after this, even after the Coke he drank. So we'll kick it off, and by the end of this webinar, I want you to know you're going to be able to pull something away from this that has real success with your business, with your offline business. Even if you don't have an offline business, that's okay, because some of these strategies, actually most of it, what you're going to learn here today, can be applied for any type of business that you have to generate leads, make more money in your business, and that's what it's all about for me and for my students. So let's jump right into it. Just really quickly, there's quite a few people that said, no, you don't know who I am, and I'll just quickly go through this for the presentation. And this will go back to when I first got started with offline marketing. I didn't have success right off the bat. I was kind of testing, trying different things when I first started with offline consulting. I wasn't really sure what to do or how to do it. There wasn't any systems in place. It was still pretty new. And most people just offered websites, very traditional types of services. So I wasn't really sure how to start. I'm like, oh, I've never really heard of people actually making money recurring up until this point. Until I came across the Warrior Forum in 2010. I didn't really know that people could make recurring money from local businesses. I thought it was just more of a, oh, you offer a website and then you're one and done. But because of some earlier training that I picked up, just in my earlier starts in the Warrior Forum, I tried to apply it, but it didn't quite work out as well as I liked, at least at first. But over some time, over some additional trial and error in applying what I've learned from that stuff, I actually did have success. And then it took off from there. And now I actually run 4 internet businesses that all started with offline consulting. So if you're at a point in your business right now where you're like, oh, I just feel like I'm spinning my wheels, maybe I'm not having the success I want, or perhaps you're having some success, you want to take it to that next level, you can absolutely do all of those things. But it all starts off with continuing to grow and hone your skills and make proper connections in your business. Just those 2 things together will go a long way for the lifetime of your business growth. And really, we're going to be focusing here today on Facebook. And what Facebook's allowed me to do, it's literally has brought me in hundreds of thousands of dollars into my business over the lifetime of my businesses since 2010. And my first story was more of a local experience, is where I actually was able to help out a local business use Facebook to generate money for their business. So able to get clients for them, but it was all manual. There's no Facebook ads platform. And how I originally got that client was because of a little startup or a nonprofit group that I started on a fan page, which generated over 7,000 fans in 14 days. And it was all organic traffic coming in. It went viral because I was trying to help out in the community with a local community project to try to save an old historic building. And because of that, people were contacting me like crazy. We got some news coverage. And what I realized, even on a local level, like the internet works. And that was back in 2010. So now as we go forward in 2014, with mobile technology expanding, everybody's on their mobile phones now. They have the internet. It's more and more important every day. And so for anyone jumping into the local market and helping out local business owners, now is even better than 2010. I'll tell you that for a fact. As we keep continuing to get better services, internet is becoming more and more efficient at helping local businesses make more money. So right now is the time to really jump into it if you haven't really fully yet. And the reason is, well, 5 years from now, the landscape could change. I'm seeing larger companies get into the mix where perhaps it's more of a Walmart is going to start moving into our local communities and like, okay, go to us, and then we'll do everything for a flat rate, where you can almost not even compete with them. So that could be the future of local marketing. There could be that mega billion-dollar company moving into our space as they see the potential growing and growing every year. So that's why it's trying to. It's hard to say that for sure, but I know that's pretty much where the market is heading. So if you're just jumping into offline, I recommend getting a client base now. So we're going to teach you how to get that client base now. You secure those clients, you build relationships, and you have those clients for life, and they'll continue to pay you month in and month out, just like they have for me. So perhaps you've tried some of this other things out there to get clients or to even help your clients. I've tried it all. In the past 4 years, I've done SEO. I've made money. I've gotten clients through my SEO campaigns, my offline business. I've done press releases. I've done blog commenting. I've done blog posting, or I've done article marketing. I've done AdWords. I've done cold calling. I've done network marketing events. And I'm pretty sure that you've probably done a lot of these things as well. And I'm not going to knock any of them, be honest with you. They all work. And they're all, pretty decent at getting results. You can post on Craigslist for a month. You may not get any posts or any replies or any clients from that. But you may get lucky and you land a decent client. Or you may run a newspaper ad for 20 or 50 bucks, or maybe you run a whole bunch of them. You're not really sure of the results you're going to get. You can't be sure. Maybe you do a direct mail campaign, you spend $1,000. But the thing is, you don't know if you're going to get any results, and they're not going to come instant. You're going to have to wait a month or 2 months before you even start getting a call back. I ran a direct mail marketing campaign. It cost me about $1,200, and from that, I've netted a nice profit. But it took me about 6 months to see that return, because I had to wait about 3 or 4 months to get that initial call back from that direct mail postcard that I sent out. I had to wait for it to get developed and then sent out, and then they got it and then just kind of left it on their desk for a while, and the business owner wasn't able to see it for quite a while. So it's a process. And so what can we do to speed up the process? Because money loves speed. And if you understand that principle, the faster you can move and get your message in front of business owners, is the faster you will get paid. And if you apply that principle, if you're not having the success you like, it's probably just that. It's not the fact that these things don't work, or what you're doing doesn't work, or perhaps this whole offline thing doesn't work. It's none of that, because I've been through those same hurdles. I'm like, well, why isn't this client closing today? Why do I have to wait another month to call them back? Well, what if all that stuff doesn't even matter? What if you have plenty of leads coming in where it doesn't matter if you have to wait on a client? You just move on to the next person. You ready? Because we're working together now. And that's how I run my offline business. I can't wait 3 months for a response. So yes or no, are you going to do this with me or not? Oh, let me call you back. Things are just really busy. Maybe after the off season we can talk. Well, we're not going to do that today. So really jumping into it here, let's show you how to get a lot of leads for your business with Facebook, and show you how to make a lot of money, because that's what it's about. And now this is a screenshot just right off the internet. Nothing fancy here. But this shows you the difference between Google and Facebook and where it's heading. And this is an older chart. If you looked up a newer chart here, you would be able to see that this has even gone way past this. This is the average minutes per visitor. Facebook has somewhere between 30 to 35 minutes where an average visitor will be on Facebook, compared to Google, which is just a whole lot lower. This means that your target market, business owners, are on Facebook now. The fastest growing community on Facebook is people that are interested in business and people over the ages of 35. Actually, people in the younger age group is actually declining just a little bit on Facebook, and they're going over to other sites such as Instagram. So what's interesting is Facebook is now becoming the hub of business, and it's the best hub that you can even find on the internet. You can see, again, time spent on Facebook is just going up compared to everything else, which is either staying around the same or even going down a bit. And what I mean by Facebook being the hub of business, check this out. You would think that LinkedIn would be the place to go for business, right? To find business owners, to connect with them, to close them, right? Well, the fact is, it's not at all. It's Facebook by far. As you can see by this simple graph, it just blows everything else away. So, by far, you're going to find the most amount of successful business owners available on Facebook. You can connect with them, and it's actually really easy. Just take a look at this.
So let us ask the question, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, let us ask the question of the members. How many of you guys are at least once a week on Facebook? Type in a yes or no. Once a week on Facebook. More, yes, 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 yes. I see only yeses. Once a day, daily, every day.
Looks like we got a room full of Facebook junkies.
I think that is I think that is not because you are different than others. I think that is now the real world.
Exactly.
Once you got a Facebook account, you are hooked up with it. You find something what you like, and you go to those groups and you post maybe your your event, and you get connected. And that is how it works nowadays. So that is the new way of communicating. And if you want to get a hold of somebody, there are now typically two good ways. Either send them a text message or send them a message via Facebook. Those are, in my experience, the best way to get a hold of somebody, because people don't like to open the phone, to answer the phone, but they read the text message. And if they see that's you, they will answer it.
Yeah, that's a great point. And what I've been seeing is that people use their phones now, not for anything else other than really just going on Facebook, right? It's like the #1 app by far is the Facebook app, even though it kind of sucks, to be honest. But it's the #1 used app on any phone right now. So it's by far, that's the trend. It's hard to get in contact with anybody. We have for our own personal businesses, we may use Skype, we may use email and phone, but it's in today's world where it's ever changing. You have all these new elements coming up every day. Something new again is coming up, like an Instagram or whatever new social media network, right? But the fact is, you have to hit people in all spots. So just one of these areas, one of these channels where you can reach people today is Facebook. I mean, you can't really reach people on LinkedIn. Whenever you ever send a message to somebody and expected a response? I know I don't.
So in Lead Tracker Jack, I don't know the exact number, but it's more than, I think 1,250 members at the moment. And if I post something, I know I get at least the equal response as I send an email. That is how powerful Facebook has become. And if I message somebody, I get a 100% response.
Yeah, and that's why we're all here tonight. And I saw this trend happening, and I wasn't a big fan of Facebook early on, to be honest with you. Even though I had some success and I made a lot of money with it in my offline business, I wasn't really sure how that translated for local business owners or even how to get clients earlier on until this year. This is
I tried it 2 years. I tried it 2 years ago, and I failed. At least I lost money, and that is why I turned to AdWords, and I had an ROI, a positive ROI, so I stick to it. But there are so many things changed with Facebook, and that is, I think, is why I'm going to more in detail what the changes are and how you can benefit from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, things have gone just in a total 180 in the past 2 years with Facebook, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend any of these things that we're doing here tonight 2 years ago, because you just couldn't do them. They just didn't have that technology. And even this stuff that I'm showing you here is all pretty much brand new to Facebook itself. What Facebook does, they build basically these pillars, and these pillars say, number one, when you log into Facebook, you need to see your news feed. And then that way you can check to see what everybody else is doing. You can comment on there. That's a pillar. Well, recently they've added a new pillar, which is called their Open Graph technology. And this is what I'm sharing with you here on the screen. What you can do is you can literally search for any type of business owner that you want to target into the Open Graph technology and pull up results of people. Now, this isn't businesses. This is even better. So that means you can go right to the decision maker. You can pull up information about who they are, where they're from, where they went to school, what they actually do for the business, or are they the owner, are they the marketing manager? Here's just a few examples that I'm going to show you here today. I live in New Jersey, so I'm pulling up examples that I would personally use. I can send these people messages. I can add them as friends. I can find out more about them. This is good research when you're trying to build relationships, because this is what Allfine's about. I mean, when you're talking about consulting, it's not this you just try to sell as many people as you can. What you want to do is you want to build relationships, you want to build trust, and then offer real value to the company. That's how you really make it profitable and really good for you in the back end, because that means you can charge more after you build trust, you build value. So there's really many ways of doing this, but by far this is probably the best way now going into 2014, as the Open Graph technology is just launched in the past 3 or 4 months to pretty much everybody. I think everybody now can use this. Before it was still in beta. So some of these searches that you can do here, you can see business owners who live in New Jersey. Let's say you want to go after just lawyers. You just want to target lawyers. You can do this. Lawyers who live in San Diego, California. You can do states. You can do countries. You can do cities, obviously, or even local areas, whatever it is. Facebook has that technology now where you can literally search for anything you can possibly imagine, and they'll auto-complete the results for you based on what you type into the search box here. So owners who live in London, United Kingdom. So you can see, again, there's a lot of results coming up. You're finding owners from all different types of industries and backgrounds. And then you can get really specific. Maybe you only want to go after CEOs. Perhaps you only want to work with Fortune 500 companies. Well, guess what? You need to find out who they are first if you want to contact them. And maybe you have a strategy for this already, but you just don't know how to contact them. Now you can do this with Facebook pretty easily. And I'll be able to connect with literally people that have tens of millions of dollars sitting in the bank just waiting for someone like me to come along and then make that connection. So recently I was running an advertisement where one of the guys that responded to it, I checked out his Facebook profile. He's got jets, he's got yachts, he's got all these crazy cars on his profile page. And he was contacting me. He's like, oh, you can increase my business? You can increase the bottom line of my business? This sounds really interesting. So you know that he has money to spend. He's already qualified himself by what he has on Facebook, which is really nice. And you could do this on and on. I could show you different results here for a long time, but the point is you can pretty much target anything you can possibly imagine, and this works for pretty much any local niche. It's not 100%. I mean, you can do chiropractors, you can do lawyers, doctors, all different types of things. They almost have everything, but I'm sure they're rolling out with even more options here. And how this works actually is, say, like owner. That's an interest. That's something that people actually put on their profile page. So say a business owner sets up their profile for the first time. They say, I'm a business owner and I work at this location. This is my business. So that information is now indexed into the massive database of Facebook for us to search and contact. And not many people are doing this or even know about this yet. So it's not something where people are getting inundated by requests or things like that, but you want to be careful here as well and not spam the individuals. So here's another search. You can do Newport Beach, California. So this is an example of a local town. It doesn't have to be a big city. Now also, you can use these groups as very powerful stuff too. As Jack is already using groups in his business to connect with all of you, right? So what happens is a lot of groups definitely are set up already, and they're business groups now. You'll see this more and more of a trend that everybody has their own group on Facebook now. If there's a business group, association, a different niche, whatever it is, they're just coming in droves, and literally tens of thousands are being set up every single day on Facebook. So whatever you can imagine, there's probably a group for that, which means there's active people in this group, especially if it's a larger number like this. There's over 700 Atlanta real estate agents, almost 400 Tampa Bay real estate agents here. Here's a real estate agents and friends group of 6,000. And this is an open group. You'll see some are closed, some are open. So some need to be approved. And so the quality of the groups will definitely depend, of course, on what group you're in. But just like with LinkedIn, these are really niche groups for the most part, where you can target and build relationships with exactly who you want to work with. So you decide. It's no longer the guessing game where you put out an ad and hopefully someone that you want to do business replies to it, because most of the time that doesn't happen. Let's face it. Most business owners, we don't really want to work with them, right? We don't want to work with independent agencies or just individuals, right? We don't want to work with people that don't have a big budget. And for me, as I continue to grow my offline business, I noticed I want to put up the pricing. How do I do that? Well, I want to get better clients. So how do I do that? Well, here's one way of doing it. It's through Facebook. So what if we could make this easy? Like right now, what we're doing really is you got to go through all these searches. You got to figure out who's your target customer. You got to figure out, okay, what am I going to send him a message? Or am I going to send her a message? Am I going to jump into the group and post content here? Like, how am I going to get these people to respond and make sure that I build a relationship with them? Well, it takes some time with this method. You know, this is completely free to do. You can just log on to Facebook right now and start doing this. But wait until later, until after the presentation. Okay. So, I mean, this is really simple stuff. I mean, you guys can start doing this right away, but it takes time. And if there's anything I've learned in business is that you need to figure out how to spend less time and less money and make more. So we're going to show you on how to do that. And before we transition over to that, just make sure, I know I've taught you this method now, just don't spam. Don't be that guy like where you go on and literally just go one by one and go through that list that you saw there of business owners and just start messaging them all day long. That's not going to get you the results you want. Number one, no one's going to listen to that message because they're going to know it's a spam message. You can tell. I mean, if you're propositioning somebody for business, you don't know who they are, it's most likely not going to work. Number two is that if you send a message to somebody that's not your friend already, it's likely that that message will end up in the spam folder of Facebook, which is also called the other folder. So, yeah, don't do that. But build relationships with the individuals that you specifically want to target. You know, add them as friends first, then build a relationship with them, and over time, then you can definitely work in, hey, this is what I do, and it's just like, you know, networking in person. You want to have the other person talking for the most part. You want them to be like, oh, what do you do? You want them to ask you. You don't want to proposition them and be like, hey, I want to sell you something. That's not how offline works. I mean, if anyone's been this for a good amount of time, they know this, right? So let's do it the easy way, without any networking, without logging on to Facebook and spending a lot of time doing it. What's the better way? Well, did you know that you can mass target all of those people and do it completely 100% white hat, really easy to set up. You don't have to worry about spamming anybody, and you let Facebook do all the work for you. So instead of spending the time and the energy doing it yourself, why don't you let Facebook do all the work? They've already spent all the time creating this, you know, technology so that you can target business owners. Why not let them complete the task here? So just a few examples of some advertisements that I've set up. No, I've not set up the Miley Cyrus advertisement, but that was just a joke. But you can set up different interest groups. So this could be roofers, National Association of Women Business Owners, my own business, restaurant owner, local business, dentistry, doctors, chiropractors. These are just a few examples that I wanted to quickly show you. They can literally just type that into the box, and then they know, hey, if we have a group already set up that we're going to start targeting, just tell us where you want these people, like what area, and then we'll set it up for you. And here's an exact interest group. Let's say you only want to go after roofers. So precise interest groups on the middle ad there is industrial roofer, roofers, roofer, sheet metal roofer, and roofer, which is more of a general anybody talking about roofer. So, you know, that's pretty exact, but for the most part, you're going to find the majority of those people are actually roofer contractors involved in the roofing business or business owners. So it's going to be really targeted for what you're getting here. You don't have to go out and spend money on buying an email campaign or you know, spending $1,000 on a direct mail campaign like I've done in the past, or getting an email list and having a salesperson call for you at, you know, $15 an hour or whatever that going rate is. And so this way you let Facebook do the work, and we'll show you in a few minutes how cheap this really is. But this is where
Ryan, can you stay on that other page, because that is what drew my attention when you teach me this. I was wow. So I want to ask my members, were you aware that you could do that? That you could target specific niches? That you could say, you know, I only want, you know, roofers or AC companies. Type in a yes and a no. I see a mix from yeses and noes. So a lot of people say actually yes. Have heard rumors but never found out how. Okay.
So rumors are true.
Yeah, Jack, it looks like most of your crowd is they have the general idea that you could target like that. So that's good.
Yeah.
Your people know that. Somebody's asking, what was the name of the first feature, Ryan, that you were talking about? There's a couple of the same question. Name of the first feature. Are you talking about the graph? The graph search? There's a question.
The open graph.
Yeah, the open graph. Right.
And is this something that you have to apply for to get that feature?
It used to be in beta, but now you can automatically get it. If you just go on Google, do a search for Facebook Open Graph, and that will give you the exact link in the first result there to the information about it.
Okay. So if you have question about Open Graph, actually, I will put a link in the Facebook group so you have it, everybody.
Great. That works.
Excellent. So, you know, this is kind of stuff that I figured out over time, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of pretty cool. And we've been testing it out with our private coaching students. But what happens is this is only one part of the formula that we're showing you right here. The second part is using the power of groups. And why? Well, groups, obviously people are more engaged in a group. This means they have a Facebook account. They've said, yes, I'm in a group. You know, I'm in a real estate group to get more leads for my business. I'm in a roofing contractor association because I want to, you know, be better at what I do. So if you can target those exact groups of people saying, yes, I'm interested, I'm a business owner, and I want to do better, and I want more money in my business, that is the perfect lead for you. So this is, I think, the perfect opportunity to let you know that we have also, AliG have created a ridiculous product for us to really jump in there and extract or really utilize all those leads from those Facebook groups with this technology. And you know, we partnered up a little while ago because this product has been working so well for my own business, but now everybody is going to be jumping onto this thing after we start getting it out there. So maybe Ali, do you want to like run us through like some of the major features that's really what we have going on here on the screen?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, this is something that I was working on for quite some time before I launched it. Launched this software, and it covers a lot of features that a lot of people were, in the marketplace that I was researching. People were asking, like, how do you go about searching Facebook so that you can actually make money off it? So I basically, as a Facebook app developer myself, I have full access to the Facebook API, so I can basically have anybody here, search groups, events, places, pages, posts, even people in Facebook, and you can go very specific with certain keywords. Now, and another cool feature is, aside from just finding leads, like say you search posts for something that, if you're a web developer, you might want to type in a search for need website, or starting a business, or something like that, and you will know that there's plenty of people out there on Facebook that are always griping about what they're doing, what they need help in, and they'll just put up a random status, and here you are, coming in as potentially a savior, and opening up business right there, right via Facebook. And this is these are most likely these are offline businesses that want to have a online presence, and here you come. You just basically came through Facebook, and you were able to potentially help them, and of course be making money off the process, new clients. Now, one of the best features is also that my software here also lets you search groups, and you can extract member IDs. Now, everybody on Facebook has a unique member ID, so you can extract their member IDs and create something called custom audiences in Facebook's ad system, and it's pretty amazing that you can basically cherry pick your audience. That causes your cost per click. Now, this is more like an online term, your cost per click, but I have clients of mine and customers of mine that have been opening up a business by handling Facebook ad campaigns for businesses. I have one of my customers who's actually doing very well. He actually just has been going around New York and going to law firms, and law firms are now booking business with him. He basically charges a retainer fee, whether it be $2,000, $3,000 for the month, and he uses about half of that and he tells me himself he doesn't even use the full half, and he keeps more than half for himself. And then on top of that, he keeps 50% of the net profit. So he works out this whole thing with offline businesses by creating custom audiences. Now you're thinking, oh, what about a law firm? Like, how could that even come into play? Well, you got to get into a marketer mindset. Like some of the lawyers that he's been opening up have been like DUI, driving under the influence type attorneys. Now, what does he do to find that perfect audience? He goes to the hottest places in New York, like the clubs and the lounges and the beach bars during the summer. There's all these restaurants and clubs that are on the water, on the beach, and a lot of people drive to these places, and some of them they get in trouble, and then he targets these people specifically because they are in a demographic that's susceptible to being in this situation. Now everybody knows that a DUI attorney is not cheap. They charge thousands upon thousands of dollars to represent you, and now he's keeping a percentage of that revenue that the lawyer originally was never going to get. So it really opens up. That's just one example, and there's plenty more. And one of the main reasons why me and Ryan are doing this together is because Ryan was one of the first people I showed this software to, and he took it to a whole new level because he was, he's always been a big offline guy, and he really, hit it out of the park with my software and how he's been growing his offline business and now even his online business. The same here goes for me too. So that's basically a general rundown of the software as a whole, by creating custom audiences and also being able to search very effectively for leads on Facebook. So that right there is huge to have. It's Facebook is only growing, yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything you think I'm missing, Ryan, that I just spoke right now about?
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure
you can see that how both things tie together. Facebook has Open Graph technology. They also have the ad platform now, where you can target those interest groups, those precise interest groups, which I just showed in the previous screen. But now with Aligy's products, his software, using the API technology that Facebook allows, this is all 100% what Facebook allows you to do, which is crazy. We could now even target down to groups, do research on pages, posts, all these different things together really is the full package. So we're really ahead of the curve when it comes to most marketers out there that are even just starting now to use Facebook for anything really, which is good for us because right now there's a good opportunity to get in before everybody else starts using it and do it using this technology where it can pull all the IDs from these different groups and put together really targeted messages for them. So I could take, for example, this group right here, Atlanta Real Estate Agents, and put together a marketing campaign saying, hey, are you an Atlanta real estate agent? How would you like to get more real estate? How would you like to get more leads for Atlanta? You know, so you can really target it down. You can go on to get a different group here, say Tampa Bay. You do the same thing. And they're like, wow. It's like, how do they know? That's what these prospects will be saying to themselves as they click on your advertisement and then go check out whatever you have for them, if it's a webinar or a free report or it's a link to your information, your contact info, and maybe some kind of consultation request. And I try to keep it simple because that's what works. You know, business owners are busy, but guess what? They're still getting on Facebook, and they're still spending a lot of time on Facebook. The old ways of cold calling and going door to door in a business area and trying to solicit business doesn't work. Not only, well, I can't say it doesn't work, right? It's the way of the past. There's a smarter way of doing it. Because I've gotten clients with that, but it's not easy, and there's a lot of rejection. And if you know, most of us, that's not our thing. You know, maybe there's one or two people perhaps on the call here today and be like, I like cold calling. Don't put that down. You know, that's fine. It does work if you like doing it. But for me, I know I want to find the quickest, easiest way of doing it without spending the most time and without spending the most money. And this is where it's at right now. So just a few more examples. You can pull out all those groups that we mentioned earlier. You can send messages to them privately and, you know, with your Facebook account, but the real power is targeting them all at once. So you do this through the Ads Manager and through creating custom audiences through this program here. Here's a local group that I've been using, so I can create an entire ad. This is a local networking group. Well, instead of me going out there for a meeting for 2 hours, I'm just going to go ahead and put this into a Facebook campaign and then not think about it anymore. So I'll wait for people to call me instead of me driving 2 hours out of my way, meeting every week or every month or whatever, how often the group is, and then basically doing the thing where I'm going to hand you my business card, you handle with mine, and then maybe we'll call each other, which usually doesn't work out. So stop messing with all that, and maybe this is all you need. Maybe this is the missing link to really jumpstart your business, and this is completely scalable as well. And you can target local businesses, or you can go national or worldwide, depending on where you want to do business with. There's no limit to the possibilities. This is only scratching the surface here tonight with you, just to, you know, kind of open your mind up to what's out there, what's possible. And who's ready?
Aside from pulling, you know, custom audience.
Yep.
I just wanted to just put one thing in there. Aside from just pulling members from groups, you can also pull from events. So these people are highly engaged. They're taking the time out of their life to sign up for an event and go to an event. So that those are highly targeted and highly active, high quality leads. And then of course you can also pull member IDs from fan pages, people that have liked something, a topic, or a particular interest. So, this is all something that you can really use and make money on today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And really, we're just scratching the surface. Like I said, we're throwing out these ideas for you just to kind of get you jump-started here to see what's out there, right? So we're going to put it all together for you in the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, you can also convert all the member IDs into email addresses. So you could even email them. There's a converter tab right in the software, and it converts with one click all the member IDs into email addresses for you to contact via email.
Yeah, absolutely. and that's kind of ninja. But yeah, we have all these training videos as well about using the tool. I know you have quite a few questions coming in there that are being answered, which is awesome. So I appreciate that. And I think right now we're going to put it all together for you in the next 10 minutes. So if you came in late, if you missed the beginning of it, that's fine. This is going to be a quick recap in case you just jumped in here, if you're brand new to the webinar here tonight. And who's ready to see the quickest way to get new leads for your offline business? That's the best way to put it. It's a really simple system. I've broken it down into just a three-step process for us here tonight. Okay. Yes. All right.
So who's ready to see a 1, 2, 3 system?
You may want to write this down, but you don't have to because it's really easy to see what's going to happen. Carrie, Valerie, yeah, Daniel, Margaret, Will. Excellent. All right, we're engaged. All right, let's jump right to it. So, step one, you got to set up your target custom audiences. Now, using AliG's product here, the API feature, is now you can take those groups that we just mentioned earlier, say if it's a real estate group or whatever niche you want to target. You can create those custom audiences and set up a Facebook advertisement, Facebook campaign directly towards them. You can see I have a whole bunch here. This is just a sample of my own account, and they can range from any sizes. It doesn't matter. There's no limits to the possibilities of what you can do. So maybe you want to create a group just for, say, New Jersey roofers, or I want to create a group for just Oklahoma contractors. You can do that. And then you can target it down even further if you wanted. So you can do cities, you can do states, whatever you want to do, no matter where you are in the world, this is going to work. Secondly, you have to set up a promoted post to do this. Why? Well, it's going to be your best way to get in front of as many business owners as possible to get them to call you. So here's a sample of an ad that I've created that is very simple, that you can have set up yourself for your own business within just a minute. And just something simple, something saying, attention business owners, get a free consultation, or attend a free webinar on how to grow your business. It can be about Facebook ads. For me, that's what it is right now. But in the past, I've done webinars, and I've done consultations, and I've done free reports, and they all worked really well. It's just your preference. So whatever you feel most comfortable with, I highly recommend just doing something really quick, easy. Don't complicate it. So you can see right here, it's just going right to my website.
Ryan, is this one your success one, or is this a test one? But you put up here, is this one you ended up to where you have the most success with?
This is a test one that I've just shared here with the group that I've created just in the past few days, just to share with you.
Okay.
But I've tried out a bunch of different variations. Like I said, I've done webinars, I've done free reports, and I've done something like this too. And really, just telling you, they all work. It's just a matter of the fact you need to get businesses to call you. So whatever you feel most comfortable with, I highly recommend just plugging away at it and just sticking with it. Getting as many business owners targeted to this promoted post, to your advertisement as possible. And then finally, the final step, pulling it all together. So we showed you the first step, putting together those custom audiences, setting up your advertisement. And now third, you got to set up a couple ads. The first one is going to include all of your precise interests, as we've discussed earlier. So if you want to target roofers, dentists, doctors, whoever you want to target, and then decide, where am I going to target those people? Is it just within a certain state, country, location, wherever in the world? And then age group. I highly recommend doing something between 40 to 60 because, that's my client base. I know my customers are mostly male, and they're mostly between 40 and 60. That's probably true with you, but maybe not, depending on who you're targeting. And then for the most part, that's pretty much it. I don't do anything else outside of this for this advertisement to set it up really quickly. I optimize for clicks, or you can optimize just based on your preference here. I usually do cost per click because that way I know exactly how much I'll be paying, which is somewhere about half of what the max bid is here. So you can see 50 cents cost per click. You're actually going to be paying a little bit less than that, so maybe around 30 cents. And for what you're getting, really you're getting business owners who are willing to pay you tens of thousands of dollars for your consulting services for less than 50 cents a click. And I don't know about you, but I would do that all day long. And I wouldn't care how many clicks I'd get. I hope to get the most amount of clicks as possible. Because this is cheap, guys. If you're going on AdWords, you're going to be spending at least $10 to $20 per click. And you don't know if they're qualified or not. With this, you pick out the targeting first step. You know exactly who you're targeting. And then you decide how much traffic you want, how many people you want them to see. So you can set up a budget for literally $1 a day and run that campaign. And then secondly, you set up a second ad with your custom audiences using our software, Social Lead Freak. So really just this combination package will get you a really targeted list of people to target and calls coming in the door. So you can see this is an audience of 12,000 people, business owners, roofers, doctors. This is just an example to show you. I'm not showing you my personal campaigns I'm running right now. But this is just a few just to show you there's a lot of possibilities to this, and there's a lot more interest groups that you can target. So this one's just 12,000 within New Jersey. So of course, if you did the whole world or the whole United States, you'd have a lot more business owners to contact. And if you're ready to scale up your business, it's just a matter of do you have the processes, the outsourcing in place to handle new customers like that? Because you can scale it up slow, or you can even do it faster. Based on what you want to do with this. So just to do a final recap of what I just said is how to make money with Facebook on the local market. Step 1, set up your custom audiences, decide on who you're going to target. Step 2, create a really simple post on your fan page. You got to have a fan page. This is all free stuff you can do. And then finally, just set up your ad. And that's it. It's literally, I just set it up. I don't do any split testing. I don't see, well, you know, what's going on with this ad. It's literally just set and forget because of how simple Facebook has made it for us, and how simple the software that Allergies is providing us here today. So that's it in a nutshell. The recap. That's a 3-step process here, and well, what's next? Well, it's profit. So here's one of my personal coaching students. This is something we tested out back in August, and I told him, well, dude, if you want to get more business, you got to use Facebook. He's like, well, I'm using these strategies, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, those work, but you really need to use Facebook. Let's test it all out on you. So he used the test subject, and he never did a webinar before, so I wasn't expecting him maybe to have a lot of success on a webinar. You know, if it's your first one, you know, it's a big you know, step, especially a 20-year-old, right? Doing a webinar for older business owners who have a lot of money that are looking at this. You know, is this a professional? Is this a company I want to go with? Well, from that one webinar, he ran Facebook traffic to it. He landed a $12,000 client in just a matter of a couple weeks of using Facebook ads for the first time in his life. Never had success with AdWords or any type of ad platform before this. This is not even something that I worked with him personally on. I just told him, no, this is something you got to do. So let's test it out, try something, and then see if it works. And so from this is where we've put together the system for you, so you can actually use it, you know, just based on the information you heard here today. But this is something that I've been doing personally as well. Privately. Now, so what do you need to get really all this tied together? Well, it's pretty simple. You need to get the extraction tool. You need to be able to get those groups and create custom audiences with Social Lead Freak, with Allergies tool, right? You need to have the pages, the posts, all that information. Use the Events tab. Pull emails if you want. That's other things you can do. Now, you also need the trading. And what happens is, for the most part, people get discouraged right off the bat because, okay, now I have to learn something new, right? Well, hopefully here, this training here tonight, that's helped you out, so you can apply that right away. But we have more advanced training for our customers. We have over 1,500 members currently in our training program. We also have a really fast-growing coaching group on Facebook, and this is a Facebook group. And we've talked a lot about Facebook groups, so of course I'll be using them personally, along with Ali G, to continue to grow our businesses and work with you. So we're putting together a really special package here today of the software, the training, and the support, as well as the ongoing coaching. And just a few words about the ongoing support and updates. What that means is the software is continuing to update. There's new API changes with Facebook, so you'll be the first to know. You'll be in our coaching group. You'll be the first to know about Facebook changes, which they made about 3 or 4 changes in the past 2 weeks on Facebook alone. So there's always new stuff going on. Ali G is a API developer for Facebook, which means he is in with Facebook. He is a part of the group, right? So this means he knows all the latest stuff before we do. So as far as new API adjustments, whatever new features that we can get, we'll have it in the software to help us be more effective in our marketing. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what you guys think about that, but having all those things put together, it's really the trifecta of really having success with Facebook in today's ever-changing market. It's changing rapidly. Like I said, 3 to 4 changes in Facebook in the past couple of weeks. So we have a really active group, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the names in our group. And these are really people having success with Facebook as well, or jumping in there and learning from us at the same time as applying these methods. So many of the popular names, very familiar names you see in offline, those people are in our group already. So be able to connect with them, connect with me, and really get the coaching at just ongoing. There's no commitment here. This is an ongoing learning process for all of us as Facebook continues to change, but the fact is you're going to have that support group now. And I think that's really important going forward here. Hey, Jack, can you share that link into the main chat box for everybody, just in case? And if there's any questions coming in, just let me know. Ali, if you want to jump in, you see any questions. But before we continue, I do want to let you know that we have more training, so you're going to want to stick around. So if you're thinking, well, let me just check this offer out and I'm going to hop off for the night, we have some extra training here at the end you're not going to want to miss. And just a little bit about this is what we're going to show you something really cool. This is a real campaign that I'm currently running in my business for an offline client of mine. So I've had a lot of success with AdWords for local clients, getting them leads. But I'm like, okay, let's see if we can translate that into Facebook. And I'll show you my exact results and just show you how cheap this Facebook traffic is that I'm getting for this client. And this client I don't have an NDA with, so I can share this with you, whereas other ones I do. So this one will just be between you and me, and I really don't think he'll mind that much. So this is a smaller client of mine, local shop. So just to show you that it works for any business, it doesn't have to be in a big city. Facebook traffic can be gotten on a local market.
So I still think, and I know AdWords works, only the clicks going up the price. So Ryan is, how do you say that, cheating me with saying, hey, why are you paying $3 to $5 each click and I only pay 10 cents? So that's
yes.
That's the kind of bit of the discussion we have.
Yes. Yeah. If you're familiar with using AdWords, then you know that you're paying a lot per click, even for local keywords. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not bad, but that doesn't mean that there are not other ways. So, and yes. I'm open to learn. So, if you are in my Facebook group the last days, I'm also going to open a new Facebook group to share ideas, and I'm going to implement this tool. Actually, I bought this tool by myself. It's not that I got it for free. So I bought it to try it out, and I liked it. And actually, we have another user on the call, and her name is, let's see what her name again, Mary, I believe. Let's see if I can pull her back up. Got so many questions during the... Can you type in a new message? Who used the tool also? Margaret, I believe, correct? Mary, okay, yes. So let me bring her live on the call, and she's already a user of the tool, and so we didn't set this up. So I don't know what she's going to say, but really I don't know. So see just what the user is telling about the tool. Mary, Mary?
Hi, Jack.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. And Ali, I love your tool. I've been using Social Lead Freak now for, I don't know, maybe 2 months. And it's absolutely great. Custom audiences is a dream. I was looking for realtors, pulled all the UIDs out of Social Lead Freak, made my custom audiences. I think my click-through rate was something like 5 point something, and my cost per click was down in the 2 and 3 cents. It was great. I mean, it's so great. Wonderful to be able to get those kinds of results.
That's great to hear.
You know, drive people to webinars. Awesome. Actually, I do Hangouts a lot, and it's just wonderful to send people to Hangouts.
And that's me. Sorry for that, but are you already making money with the tool?
So, I am, yes, absolutely. I got real estate leads when I wanted realtor leads, and I'm getting vegan leads for a client who's in the vegan niche. So yeah, absolutely.
So can you tell me a little bit, you know, you spend X amount of money and you get so much result. Let's say you spend $10 on the clicks and you get $100 of result. Do you have some kind of idea how much you spent and how much you get out of it?
I didn't track it completely, but it was more like I spent you know, $10 to $15 and got a client who was worth perhaps $1,000 a month to me.
Okay.
Wow,
and
that's
great. I got 2 or 3 of them, you know, so I mean, it's really incredible. Your return on investment is outstanding.
And how long did it take you to learn the tool?
The tool was easy to learn. I just followed Ali G's videos, and it was pretty basic and pretty easy.
So a few clients at $1,000 a month. That is amazing. That's like a what's that? It's like 12, 24, 36,000 in revenue. I mean, over a year, generated from what, $15, $30 in ads?
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing.
It sounds like you should keep running some more ads then, right?
I have to decide if I want to.
Dude, that's the cool thing. Now you have the choice. Like maybe you want to fire some of the other clients to get better ones, right? So this is what I'm talking about. This is where the power comes in. Now you have the power, because you can get more leads if you want. It's not like you have to send out another direct mail campaign or go to another networking group, right? I mean, it's just instant on-demand traffic when you're ready to use it.
Yeah, it makes you kind of think about, okay, I want higher paying leads. You know, realtors aren't notorious for wanting to pay a whole bunch of money. And they do some clever strategies to make it work. But it's like, okay, why am I getting, you know, leads that only want to pay me this much money when I could be getting leads that want to pay me $3,000 and $4,000 and $6,000?
Yeah, that's great. I love hearing stories like that. We love hearing that from our customers and clients.
I just wanted to let the members know that this was not planned, but Mary put a message in it that she's a user, so I wanted to have a real feedback. Are there any more users on the call who are already using the tool? So, okay, it looks like you are the very few ones. So that's a big opportunity for all of us. So I bought the tool really 2 weeks ago, so I was planning to implement it already, and I had to fly to the Netherlands, but I'm going to do it for sure, and I opened a new Facebook group to do that together with you guys.
It's excellent. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of people using this tool, but hopefully we'll keep it in our small group here so we can all have success with it, because there's enough leads to go around for everybody. Obviously, there's 1 billion plus people on Facebook. Is that right? So
yeah, and it's ever changing. You got to remember, it's ever changing. It's a very dynamic marketplace where those billion users it's only growing, and certain people become active on Facebook. Certain people become a little dormant, but then they become active again. So it's a very dynamic place that you're in. A few people asked this one question. I just wanted to quickly put it out there. A couple of people asked, what is the difference between the license versions? Ryan, did you want to explain that? Should I go into it? What do you want to do?
Yeah, if you want to explain the licensing versions, what the difference is, go right ahead. Yeah, I have the screen up here sharing it.
Yeah, the pro license, is the most popular one. It basically allows you to install Social Lead Freak on as many computers as you have in your business or your business team. A lot of people have outsourcers as well, so it's really great to be able to share the access between your team and not be limited to how many machines you have it installed on. The middle option, which is the standard license, limits you to 3 machines. So whether they be laptops, desktops, so 3 computers is the max. And the light license allows you to install it on just 1 computer. There's no limitation. There's no limitation on what the software does for all 3 licenses. So you have no limitations on that. The only limitations are on how many computers, machines you can have it on. That's basically it. So hopefully that answers it for a bunch of people that just asked.
Absolutely. What will happen is, say you get the 3 licenses, perhaps you're just by yourself right now and you start having success, just like Mary was kind enough for her to share her story. Well, what happens when you start implementing this too, and then all of a sudden you have 3 new clients? Maybe you want to have a VA, and maybe you want this on your laptop too. So I mean, I have it on all of my machines running. So that's 3 licenses right there. So and I'd recommend at least getting the standard licenses. And not just that, but what we're going to do is, if you get the standard license or the pro license, we're going to hook you up with our training system. This includes over 4 hours of training on how to use Facebook properly to get more leads and grow your business. This is my Facebook social lead system. This goes hand in hand with the software. And then not only that, but you'll also get the group coaching, and this is through our Facebook group. And this is a completely just free throw-in, which is crazy because I charge $2,000 per month for just a couple hours of my time. So I literally charge $1,000 an hour for my time, and here I'm offering it with our group coaching package as a throw-in for this, guys. So definitely don't put this as low value here. This is high value, high results. And we have a lot of really top marketers, IMers, offliners in this group, and they're sharing their stories and results as well.
So a little bit about the pricing, because that is also a true story. So I had to speak for you guys up to have the best price. They wanted to ask about $50 more, and they are planning to increase the price about to $500. So you cannot say, if I buy the light license, can I upgrade tomorrow to the pro license? So you pay the full price difference, and that difference is much higher than it is now. So if you think you need it for more than 1 computer, what I think everybody needs, you want at least have the standard license for 3 licenses, and if you think you want to outsource it, I think you need the pro license. That is what I think.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure Ali can attest to how many emails he's gotten regarding like, hey, I wish I had upgraded earlier, or he'll have refund requests come in like, hey, I bought the light, but then I realized I need standard. Like what?
Yeah, well, a lot. The thing is, the price has been steadily rising, so a lot of people get a little sticker shock because they got in at an earlier point, and then they're like, oh, what happened? And, well, the price has gone up, and everybody knew that I was going to be raising the prices. And just like what Jack said, we're about to raise the prices to about $500, which is much more than what it is right now. So you can really take advantage of this pricing. And the best part is that like I'm a Facebook app developer, so anytime there's a new update with the API, all existing customers will immediately get the update, and it's kind of great that you're going to be always with us. And we're fully supporting this because this is a really big deal. I mean, it's really changing the whole marketing, online marketing, offline marketing industry by being able to do this.
All updates are for free in the futures. Is that what you say, Seth?
Yes, that is correct. Yep. As an API developer myself, I want to make sure that everybody has the edge. So as soon as we get an update that Facebook is about to lift a certain restriction, or make it easier to do something else now, or a new feature that we can do, you guys will all get it. And of course, with the best part is that this software is completely connected, so you don't even have to like download anything. There's no like, oh, how do I update my software? It updates automatically. You're just gonna see it downloading something, and you'll be like, oh wow, what am I downloading? Oh cool, now I can do this. That's great.
So Ali, do you see that post from Eliezer? I have seen tools like this before, but Facebook has shut them down after a month or two. Is it possible to happen to this Facebook Master tool?
That is a very valid question. And you know something? I launched this tool originally at the end of end of April, beginning of May. It was to a very small audience. And the thing is that there's been a lot of other tools, and a lot of people would ask me, they're like, oh, how come your tool doesn't do this, or how come your tool doesn't do this that other tools do it? And I kind of stuck to my guns. I refused to allow myself to get out of the box that Facebook specifically tells me to stay in. And and due to that reason, I'm actually happy that I stuck to my guns, because all the other software was shut down. And Facebook, when they shut you down hard. Like they got rid of everything, any existence of it on Facebook, and now they're going after those people legally, which basically means they're suing them. So I don't want to be under in the bullseye for Zuckerberg to come after me. You gotta remember that, so yeah, Zuckerberg, he wanted to create a social network not to make friends. He wanted to create it just to make billions of dollars. And this whole being able to use the API and use it in conjunction with Facebook and be fully compliant, it gives you an edge, because you don't have to worry about anything, any of your accounts being shut down, no drama. So this has been going on for a very long time now, and there's been no issues whatsoever. So hopefully that answers
that's a great point that you brought out. Just the fact that that's happening quite a lot to other people in our industry, but those people will they'll pay the price for not following Facebook's TOS, and that's the same when you're creating software with anything, and you're interfacing it with APIs. There's API rules for a reason. They want to protect their assets, and they will come after you, especially these larger companies. So definitely don't want to mess with Facebook.
No, they're the 800-pound gorilla in the room. You don't want to mess with them. And I have a couple questions here I just want to quickly answer. A couple of people asked, is this Windows or Mac software? I made sure that I didn't want any issues in that regard. So my software is built on Adobe Air, so it is compatible with Windows and Mac, PC and Mac, without any problems whatsoever. You don't have to download anything extra. You just install it, and you're good to go. Somebody asked, is there any training with the Lite version? There's very basic, tutorials that I have included, but the real deal training is with the standard version and the Pro version, which really goes in depth, and it really gives you an edge with the higher packages.
Okay, so lastly, as we're continuing to answer questions, we'll definitely answer the questions as we go here. I wanted to share this because many people have asked me and have really been surprised by the results as far as getting your local clients getting results for them. So I promised I'd share this with you. So let me just pull up the screen in just a second here. We're going to show you a local campaign that I do for one of my existing clients that took me about 2 minutes to set up, and that's this is something that I charge $500 a month for. And this is a really simple ad I'll just show you. And let's face it, we already have a Facebook account. We already know we can get cheaper traffic, even something as low as 2 cents per click, which is just crazy. But we'll share with you the results here. So this is a campaign that I've been running since, as you see, May 10th. This is targeting anyone within 10 miles of this local business. So this local business is just an auto repair shop. They have a tight budget. They don't have a huge budget to spend on marketing, right? So how did they get their word spread around? Well, I'm using Facebook. So over the past few months, since May, they've been getting requests and Google offers come through this Facebook ad. So this is targeting 58,000 people who live within 10 miles of that location. And I chose the age groups of 22 and older just because I need to know they have a credit card and they have a car, right? So, and the most popular offer is going to be getting a oil change. So we're offering a simple coupon that they can bring in on a mobile device. So this advertisement goes out on Facebook mobile, and it also goes out on the Facebook desktop. No matter where they've logged into, if they're in 10 miles of that location, they could see that advertisement. And you can see that we spent literally almost nothing. This is about $50 a month to get 150 clicks. So this is somewhere around 39 cents per engagement, right? And from this, we're getting likes for a fan page. We're building up the fan page. We're also getting real leads for the business owner. So this is the advertisement itself. You can see that I got 130 likes for it. And actually, a few people have shared this. So, hey, look, this is a coupon. People like sharing coupons. You know how popular Groupon is as a billion-dollar company from nowhere, right? Well, the same thing applies here. You can create your own coupons very easily with Google Offers. This is something free to do, just as it is free to create a Facebook page. And here's my analytics for my Google offer. This is just recent results. I see I have 12 people that have saved this offer, 3 that have already redeemed it. And let's just say the average lifetime value of a customer for that auto dealer or auto repair shop is $300. So you multiply that, that's almost $1,000 that have redeemed it just in the past month. So it's pretty cool that you can see those results, share them with the business owner. And this simple advertisement campaign literally took me a couple of minutes to set up. It's not very complicated at all. AdWords, obviously, I highly recommend that too to get local leads for a local business. But this is even easier to set up. And you can see the campaign itself. I just have the one ad running. I don't have to worry about keywords or setting up that or quality score. It's really the simplest way to get ads, get new leads for the business owner. And if you're trying to show them something impressive and really get that value of the customer up, like, hey, I can show you results and get your results in the next week. This is the way to do it because right now Facebook has just the same amount of traffic as Google, if not more, because of the extended time people spend on Facebook now compared to Google. So I did want to share that before we had to jump off the call here tonight. I know that is getting a little bit late, but I know we're all here to learn and benefit from the training here.
Yeah, Ryan, you just hit a huge thing right there. I mean, I hope people took notes on that. Because a lot of people here are offline marketers in the offline arena. That's an amazing way to keep track of your campaigns by using that with Google Offers to keep track. So I think right there, I hope people took notes about that because I've had that question asked by many of my own clients. Oh, how to keep track of offline offers. So.
Yeah, you don't have to use any kind of crazy reporting technology. Just use Facebook and Google. They have all these tools already built in. I mean, Google Analytics free, Google Offers free. It doesn't cost you anything to set up a Facebook page. And if you're running Facebook ads for your local client, they're going to be paying you. So you can set up a deal where it's a retainer every month, and maybe you want to take a percentage of sales if you want to do it that way, based off the results of your Google offer. Now, this is a really small town, so for me to get 12 people to save that offer is really good, considering we're a local town. There's only a few thousand people in the town, so that's great results. And he's only expecting 1 or 2 customers a month coming in from that, which we're getting, and we're just scaling it up past that in the future. So this is just a local shop. We're not even talking about a big town or a big city or a big business. So, I mean, if is this something that you're doing for, say, a lawyer or a doctor or a dentist with a higher return on investment, could be into the thousands of percents. You know, I've done campaigns as high as 10,000% ROI on Facebook with my clients and my own business. And I've never gotten anything lower, even when I first got started, of at least breaking even on the campaign. So even in running my first campaign, not knowing what I was doing well before the software was available to me, I was still able to generate some money with Facebook. So this is where really where it came into play. I'm like, hey, then maybe there's something to this. So, but now we have the entire system. We have the software. The API tool is getting better. The software is getting better. Our training program is getting better. So now's the time really to hit hard on Facebook coming into 2014 almost already. So this is a brand new quarter. It's the last quarter. So we still have time here in 13 to kill it.
So Ryan, for the car oil change, did you use the tool, and did you search certain groups, or how did you set up the targeting using the tool?
I didn't use the tool for that. It's basically I'm just targeting 10 miles within the radius of that location. So it's a broader campaign than usual, since it's just a small group. This is a small town. We only have a few thousand people here.
Could you use the tool? Let's say you do oil change for a certain brand. Could you search in Facebook about you know, you search on, let's say, the BMW, and they might be in a certain group, and you target those people?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I think Ali G gave a really good example of how to use it to generate local leads when he had the guy that's going after groups and fan pages that are involved in like bars and you know, drinking establishments and clubs to get leads for a DUI attorney. So it all depends on what niche you're trying to target. You kind of have to actually think outside the box, do a little bit of research, find out what groups are available, and see if there's a good fit.
Yeah, during the summer here in New York, you know, there's an area, Long Island, where they have a lot of beach, you know, beach bars and stuff, and everybody has to, you know, drive to them. There's no train or buses that take you. So my buddy, who's been doing this campaign, he's been targeting all those people. There's one place notorious where there's actually just police hanging out, waiting for anybody that they suspect or whatever, and you know, and then they give them the whole to make the road safer. So there's a lot of people that are coming out of this place called the Bordy Barn. I don't know if people are familiar with Long Island, but you know, he's brought in so much business. I mean, he's brought in well over $50,000 in business just from that one location for that lawyer. So he's been keeping a big percentage of that income, because that lawyer was not going to get that business otherwise. So it's pretty amazing.
Excellent. Do we see any more questions coming in here?
Yeah, I answer some.
Cool.
They love your pictures, of course. That's important, and that is probably. Oh, this is what I wanted to share. I'm getting tired. Sorry. So, last couple of days, I started the vote system in Facebook, in my Facebook group, about our new name of the Facebook group with me. Who saw that post? Type in a yes and a no if you saw that post about the name of the Facebook group. Okay, I see a lot of yeses coming in. And where are people? Okay, so I created that post, and who wants to be in that group, in that special group? I will put the link in here. So please, if you want to join me with this learning curve, feel free to join me. But I like one thing. You also post your results, okay? So that will be a common journey for us, because I know pretty good AdWords, and Ryan keeps saying it is easier than AdWords, so I should be able to master it quickly.
Yeah.
And I will go with you guys. And my idea of this is first to find clients to pay for my service. And once I have those clients, I'm going to tackle the fulfillment. So that's what I think of the tool. So that's so if you want to join me, please feel free to click on this link, and I'm going to implement this tool as number one for finding new clients and creating new ads and targeting and see which niches works the best. And once we have figured that out, we're going to train us ourselves on you know, how we can get more business via the clients. I know AdWords works. I can train everybody on that, but I like also to learn the Facebook part. If what Ryan gave an example, that if you can get for $30 $1,000 client, so that that works pretty well, that conversion. And we had early on the call, let's see her name again, because I'm not good in that, who had a really high ROI. You don't get that high ROI with the AdWords. So if you know your stuff, then yeah, of course, Mary, I love that you come in our group and share your experience, because I am not. So I'm honest, okay? But I feel confident I can learn it. So and I like to learn together with you guys. I have this tool too, and I'm going to share my setup, going to share my results, and I hope you guys will do it too. So we go through this together.
Oh, that's excellent, man. That's going to be a huge advantage to anyone that gets started here today and starts using the tool. I know that's what we try to do as much as we can, is definitely help out anyone that jumps in. We want to build as many success stories as possible just to show other people that it is possible. And Facebook, guess what? We're going to be using a Facebook group to do that. So that's cool.
So who on the call wants to join me? Type in a yes if you want to join me in this. So I see Kathy is yes, Wes is yes, Valerie, another yes, Jimmy, another yes. I'm in. Carrie.
A lot of yeses pouring
Elsie,
in.
Margaret, Keith, Daniel. I hope I said that correct. It was Daniel. So I'm glad you guys take action. Join just now. I will approve you guys also. Let's implement this guy. Let's take action. Okay. It's all about action. It's not about learning. Learning we do while we take action.
So wow, we got a lot of people getting in on the special deal that we have for all your people, Jack. You see this?
Yeah, I see Shefu is doping, but he doesn't have a Facebook account yet, so it's a big learning curve for Shefu. So if you feel you want to learn it, it's fine. You know, I leave it up to you. But I don't feel it is complicated, and I think sooner or later you need to learn it. And I started using Facebook on a daily basis since December last year. I really was late. I felt I was late, okay? So I saw other people using it, and I needed to create groups, and I felt this is the way to go. And 2 years ago, actually, I already tried it out for my local business, for my lab business, and the conversions were not there. But I didn't have a targeting tool, and I feel with a targeting tool, I can get my cost low, and if you can get your cost low, and let's say you spend $30 and you get one client, because for $30, if you have 30 cents each click, you have 100 clicks. Do I say that good? 100 clicks, I think. So if you have one client if you have a conversion of 1 to 100 for $100, I love to have a client for $100.
There's a question here that I just wanted to answer. Daniel was asking, can you explain more about how the DUI attorney split profits with the FB marketer? Yeah, this marketer would basically go, and when he first started out, he was charging about $1,000 or $2,000 as a retainer for the month. This is a month of advertising that he'd be doing on behalf of the law firm. Now, in the beginning when he started out, he didn't have the clout and he didn't have the proof necessarily, so he was just out there hitting the streets and opening up business. And a lot of people, they never even thought that they could advertise on Facebook. But now that, once they see somebody come in and they're like, whoa, I can advertise on Facebook? Like, I use Facebook when I'm not supposed to here at work, so why, yeah, I'd like to advertise. So it opens up a whole, mindset that people were never thinking about before. People know Facebook is very relevant, so that's how he goes in and it opens up the business. He tells me himself he rarely spends even half the retainer fee on the advertisements because Facebook advertising is so cheap and effective. So, and then what he does is he has an agreement where he keeps 50% of the profit generated from the campaign. So, I mean, he's making big bucks right now. He's well on his way of having over a six-figure year just on this alone, from what he does with custom audiences and Facebook marketing and really fine-tuning his campaigns that, Ryan is such an expert at. I mean, I've been blown away of how low Ryan's been bringing clicks down, clicks down to pennies. Mary just said earlier about how she herself has been bringing down her campaigns to mere pennies and booking tens of thousands of dollars of business from a few bucks. So the money is there. I just wanted to explain that one question because hopefully I did explain that well enough.
So I got a lot of questions about will you set up a fan page, will you cover up how to do graph. I promise this one. Everybody who buys the tool and get in my Facebook Jack's Masterclass will get that answer, either from me or somebody else who is experienced with it. So I feel comfortable to say that. So I will find the answer for all your questions, and I hope we will have also some experienced people within us, so that we will help each other, and everybody will become experienced with it. So for me, it is also a kind of learning curve, but I feel comfortable to take that one because everybody's saying it is simpler than AdWords, and I was able to master AdWords pretty well. So I don't feel it is that complicated.
And there's just a question or two about the Open Graph, so I just wanted to share that with us live. As I showed it off a little earlier on, but if you didn't weren't around, then that's fine. But the Open Graph, what you do here is basically just type and figure out what you want to do. Say if you want to go after doctors or lawyers or chiropractors. Let's do chiropractor here. And then you can do something like chiropractors who live in New Jersey. So basically just type like you would on Google search, except for instead of searching for businesses, you want to search for individuals. So your different choices will show up here. So it's just a matter of picking and choosing your search topics and trying different things out and see what works best for you. So of course, people named chiropractors. That's not. Yeah,
I just want to.
Go ahead.
Well, what Ryan is just showing right now with the graph search, this is the manual process of going about trying to find leads on Facebook. With Social Lead Freak, the Facebook API already incorporates the graph search function. So when you're searching through Social Lead Freak, you're already using the graph API, which is now part of Facebook.
But you still have to enter the keyword, correct? What you're searching for.
Of course. But you have the information compiled in a much more effective way where you can really just go into the marketing. It cuts out a lot of the unnecessaries.
But you're going first to find out how you get a lot of results, and then you type it in the tool, or how does it work?
Well, there's a lot of trial and error. I mean, when you use a tool, you type in different keywords and you'll see the results that you're pulling up. So you're going to automatically start fine tuning your search. You're like, okay, how do I make this more effective? And what I found is like by adding too much into the search patterns, it makes your searches not as effective. But if you go for this major thing like just like 3 words, simple as like need website. You're going to pull up all leads that are related to anybody typing need website in their status or comments and on Facebook. So, you know, that's just one example, you know. I mean, somebody was just asking about plumbers before on the in the chat here, and you know, you could just type in, you know, if you're trying to find leads for a plumbing company, you could just type in, you know, hey, my hot water does not work, or no hot water. And you know, you type that in, you know, plumbers will be all over that, because that's big money, because you know, hot water, people need it, and that's immediate. That's an immediate need. Or I have a leak, or my roof is leaking, or whatever the case is. You can easily hone in on leads, and Facebook is such a vast network that you're bound to pull up something in your searches.
Yeah. It's like Google search, you know. You have to find out which keywords you get the most results. And then I think most of you guys have Lead Finder Jack, and then once you see where you get the most results from, you're going to use that keywords, that search, to get all the results you are looking for. And then once you get all those groups found, you're going to target those groups with your special offer.
Yeah, there's no exact science. I mean, you got to remember that Facebook advertising is relatively still in its infancy. So you know, you're getting in at a ground floor operation where you can really capitalize before the whole world starts using it. And then Facebook, of course, will, you know, down the road will start charging more for Facebook ad campaigns, because they see that people are demanding it. So right now, this is the best time to effectively reach thousands of people for like $5, $10. $15. You reach thousands of people. It's highly effective.
Oh, and then by the way, guys, if you're brand new to advertising, you're like, I'm not sure if I want to spend money on this. Everything costs money in business, no matter if it's free or not. So if you're doing the free method, right, and you're doing searches manually, and you're trying to make connections and things like that, go ahead and do that. But you're still spending time, which is going to cost you extra money, really, because your time is money. And then what you can do, if you're brand new, if you have a Facebook account, you've never done advertising before, you can get a Facebook ad coupons pretty easily. So I do have training on how to do that in the members area. So there's absolutely no risk, just like you can with AdWords. You can get those AdWords credits. Same with Facebook, but you just got to know how to get them.
Okay, so please.
Will says, let's not tell too many people about this. Well, Will Richmond sees the power in this, and you know, you got to remember, you know, Facebook has so much information about people that people are willingly giving this information up. And now you have it at your fingertips, so you can actually just, you know, go about business and just expand it in any and every niche. Facebook doesn't limit you. There's no Facebook for plumbers, or Facebook for for financial. You know, Facebook is everything. So you got to remember that the possibilities are endless.
So type in a yes if you took advantage of this highly targeted tool, Facebook tool. Type in a yes, so we got an overview, or at least I got an overview who's joining us. Elisa took advantage of it, and I think Will did.
Yeah, there's a bunch of yeses coming in.
So we got a lot of yeses at the moment. Oh.
Yeah, you know, everybody can get involved at this amazing package that me and Ryan have been able to put together. Ryan's training is, you know, top notch. You know, he's been using it longer than anyone I know, because he was one of the first people
Yeah,
that
I
was
believe I
able
was
to.
the beta tester.
Yeah, you were my beta tester. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
put a lot of
hey,
feature requests in for you guys. So
I'm like,
yeah.
hey Ryan, happy Monday. What are you doing today? Work. Well, how about you try out this new thing I got? And then that was the end of that. So, Ryan, he just, I think Ryan, don't you do now Facebook, like everything related to Facebook now, pretty much? A
Yeah,
lot.
I've run my entire business now with Facebook. For every business is literally that's the starting point, ending part for pretty much for whatever I do now. No matter what business it is, and I do have 4 of them, so it doesn't really matter. Facebook is where people are now. It's crazy, but that's the truth.
Yeah, and I mean with Ryan, Ryan, you're at the point now where pretty much with your campaigns, you have them on autopilot. So a lot of people have that dream of having that financial freedom and not necessarily having to be on a computer or working all the time. This is one of the easiest way to have a business on autopilot because the campaigns just keep going. They don't stop. You set it up and you let it go, and you just watch the results come in. So it is pretty astonishing the power that you have.
So in the past, I think you offered it as a tool and as a training separate, and now we package together. Actually, you got the training for free, while the tool stayed the same price, actually, and discounted price at the moment. So we have another user, Anthony, and is willing to come on the call. Let's see if I can get him find in the chat box.
Yeah, Will, to answer your question, we're not going to be having this as a WSO. This is pretty serious software. Oh, I have a bit of a story to share. I don't know, when I was in Sweden about a month ago, had a major advertising company buy my software for their approximately 500 employees. So that was about 500 licenses given out to a pretty major advertising firm in New York here. So that was kind of a cool story. While I was in Sweden just traveling, and I get an email from this company, and I look them up, and I'm like, wow, they're actually a legitimate company, and I open up a dialogue. It's really great to close business like that when you were just traveling.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony, do you hear me? I hear you softly, so maybe you can turn up your mic. I try to bring you in the call, but your sound is not there yet. Can you turn it on, Anthony? Turn it on. All right, doesn't seem to work, but Anthony is one of the also users and has some great experience with it, but it doesn't sound we get him live on the call.
Yeah, there's some sort of issue on his end. I'm not sure what I'm hearing, like very little something.
So Ali, how does the license work, and is it limited for a year, and are the updates for free?
Yeah, no, once you're part of the social lead free community, I mean, this is a lifetime deal. So you get in now, and of course you don't have to pay the higher prices once the prices go up. And the updates will be given out as they become available. As soon as we get the ability to do it, we'll push it out to everybody, and you'll just see your software updating automatically.
So how long is it on the market yet? Is it in half year or about, I believe?
Yes, that's correct. It's been about 6 months, 6 crazy months, where I've seen other software be shut down, and meanwhile my software just kind of walks around bulletproof.
So that is what I want to bring across, that you might have heard other softwares which worked for a while, and then Facebook shut them down because they don't follow their API rules. And Ali makes sure that he stays in it and had no complaints or shutdown from Facebook.
Exactly, and I'll be honest. I mean, I've seen every tool out there because I'm always researching the market, and there's all the other tools out there. they're going outside the box in one way or the other. So I have not seen a tool out there that's completely compliant like Social Lead Freak. So you are playing kind of Russian roulette. You don't know when they'll be shut down, and when they're shut down, guess what? You're left holding the bag. You want your money back, they're gone because they got shut down, and PayPal, their account probably got frozen up, and you can't even get your money back. So there's been so many nightmare situations I've heard of, and I'm happy to say that I'm not part of that. So you have that comfort in knowing that I'm not going to be doing anything crazy in that regard with my software.
So
yeah, and then we have you here live just talking about it as well. So that's pretty powerful when you have the actual Facebook API developer here with us to talk about his product. So when you're buying a product somewhere else, you're not going to get that same experience, obviously.
Yeah. Well, hey, I hope everybody got a lot out of this. People took notes. Do we have any more questions here? Like, what's we're going a little long on the time. We're approaching 2 hours now.
I think Kathy is referring to, are we going to show something? I think you showed your proof. That is what at the end you did, Ryan, that you wanted to show at the end, that your results from the...
yeah, we went over everything that I have as far as results and the local campaign that we have.
Will is upset because he didn't know 6 months about this software. Okay, Will. At least you know more than 99% out there. Okay, you still know, because only 1%, I think, or lesser know about this.
Oh, somebody got burned by another piece of software. I just see comments here in the thing, and that's unfortunate. Like I said, it's I make sure to avoid any of that from happening. So I may not be as as edgy as maybe some other software out there, maybe doing certain other things. But hey, at least I know that I won't have Zuckerberg knocking on my door.
So let me ask you a question. If you are on the fence, what would you like to get answered? What you want to, where you're still uncertain about it? How can we help you to feel comfortable about the decision you want to make? So what you will get is, you will get the incredible targeted tool, you get the training from Ryan, and you get access to my Facebook group, which we will learn all together. And I feel comfortable that I can make this happen together with you. Well, what fans?
How long do we have it? Jack, how long are you running this for your people, so they can get involved, because we will be raising the price after this.
So at the max it will be a week, but I will send out some emails and replays, and I don't know, I do 7 days, so I have to see a little bit.
Yeah, 7 days should work for us as well. I think that's a good time frame, because we're working on next week putting up the price tentatively. So it all depends on how this week goes, as far as making sure everyone's seen the offer for your subscribers as well as our subscribers. So after next week, I think that's when we'll raise the price, which will work out great for everybody to get involved right away.
So Jack, are you going to do this exclusively and not doing AdWords to prospect? I don't use AdWords so much to prospect. I use AdWords more for the fulfillment. So that's a little bit different. I think I still see good ROI from customers in need for a specific service, but I don't use AdWords so much for prospect. I use Lead Finder Jack for prospect, but that's different. I scrape emails from business who use AdWords. So that, okay, if for client getting, I will use Lead Finder Jack, and I will use Facebook for that. So I feel good to say that.
Yeah, and Jack, your software, your Lead Finder Jack, one of the things it tells you about is people that are spending money on Google AdWords. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So now I mean, I'm assuming a lot of your people here have Lead Finder Jack. You know, they technically can. They're approaching business owners that are already spending money online. So now you're gonna approach them and be like, hey, I can handle your Facebook ad campaigns, and they're already in the mindset of spending money online. So now you are opening them up to Facebook. So I mean, in a way, that's a very, very warm sale than say going to a person that has never spent $1 of advertising online. You know?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I think most business, they don't use Facebook as advertising, but if they do with AdWords, they are already in the mindset that spending money online works, and if you have some good strategies like a coupon, what Ryan showed, you might get good conversions. So that's actually a good idea. But I also wanted to remember you, and Ryan skipped it a little bit fast, is that in those groups you can scrape people with ID, but you also can see what their email address is. I think 1/3 of the time or so. I don't know what exactly what, but once you get those email addresses, either you can email them within Facebook like a message, or you can use that email in Lead Finder Jack. So there's a lot of things what you can do with that email address. So there's also an email. But we will go all over this. But I just wanted to let you know there's so much more what you can do than you think.
Yeah, no, that's one of the main reasons, Jack. That's one of the main reasons why I really wanted to do this for your audience, because you know they're using Lead Finder Jack, and I think both complement each other in a way with what Social Lead Freak does, with what Ryan's training provides, and for you to effectively harness your tools at your disposal. You really have the edge if you know how to use both together. So what you were just saying about using the emails and Lead Finder Jack, I mean that right there is I don't think you could get a lot simpler in how to run a business in one complementing the other.
Yeah, I like your idea actually to find business who spend money online in AdWords, and they probably don't do it in Facebook, so they are probably open for that if you master that skill. And
exactly.
we will. I promise you, I will cover that in our Facebook group, because I'm going to do that. So I feel comfortable to train you in that. And then I think you have another opportunity to get new clients via Lead Finder Jack and offer them Facebook advertising. Does your scraping tool scrape their phone number and website? I think they do on the profile, isn't it, Ali G? Or they?
Well, just so you know. Well, one thing I just want to put out there is like this tool is not a scraper. Facebook specifically says that scrapers are not something that they allow. What mine is a Facebook API retriever. So what it does is it retrieves data that's available through the Facebook API and provides it for you. So if there are phone numbers that are associated with any listing, whether it be a place, even a fan page, if there's a phone number there, you'll get that information compiled right in the software. So you can easily get that if you need it. Whether it be the website URL. I think I see a question in there by Valerie. So yeah, you can get all that information. It's going to be right there in the software. But remember that this is not really a scraper. A scraper is what Facebook considers a no-no. But this is a retriever right via the Facebook API.
So once you know the software, you can do a lot, I hear.
Yeah, I guess I've been using the software for 6 months, and I'm still using it, still trying to figure out different ways to use it. It's unlimited.
Well, Ryan's got a whole operation now. I mean, I mean, Ryan, you were into Facebook advertising, but ever since I had my tool developed, you've just been full on, right?
Yeah, well, it was perfect timing. I think I started really heavily in January, right? And then your tool came out a little bit after that. So I was testing out different ad campaigns. I'm like, there's got to be like a way where I can really maximize this and get a really high quality ROI here. Like, I feel like something's missing. And you're like, hey, I have something for you. This is a new tool. I'm like, what is it? And then we know what happened after, since we talked about this before. But it's crazy. It's all coming together at the right time, and I think that's what really has been helping out Facebook itself. Like, we're selling Facebook right now. I think Mark is like very proud.
Yeah. Ryan, you remember what I used to call it before? Because I didn't even have a name for it. It did so many different things. I was like, oh, I call it Frankenstein. Remember?
Oh yeah.
I was calling it Frankenstein, right? And it was just named Frankenstein for a while, and then I finally, when I brought it to market, I came up with the name Social Lead Freak. Now, another thing that I don't think we've hit on is another thing that I don't know. I mean, it's not really the focus of everything, but Social Lead Freak, it does do even more. It also has the Google Plus aspect, so you can even search Google Plus with the Activities tab. So if that helps you in searching right through Google Plus, that's another thing. I don't think anybody here mentioned that, but it also searches Google Plus right through the Activities tab, and it can really help you especially with Google and SEO and authorship and all that, which is a topic for another day. But it also does that.
Yep.
It really is a freak.
So, any other questions left? I can answer 3 more questions, and then we're going to close it up, I think. Thanks, Valerie. Thanks for your comment. Why you don't answer this? Okay, let me sit down for it, okay? This entire time I'm searching on Google and Adobe, but all I get is stuff on installing Adobe Air, nothing on starting programs that I have previously installed. I can't find any icons to click on, nothing. I'm a customer of both Lead Finder Jack and Social Lead Finder.
Well, yeah, let me answer this. Tim, if you're having issues regarding anything with Social Lead Freak with your Adobe Air installation, I think this is a very rare issue. I do have a support desk set up, and I'm going to message you right now with the support desk address. We answer everything very quickly. So if you have an issue with SLF, some sort of install issue, which is very rare, it's so straightforward. Yeah, you can gladly contact us there, and I will I'll drop that in here right now for you.
Tim, do you feel good with that answer, that we're going to contact you personally? Okay, good.
Okay,
so Ryan, can you go over some part of the training, what they will get with buying the software?
Okay, so what happens is we have software training set up on how to use the software, right? Just, if you buy the basis or any one of those 3 packages, you'll get training on how to use the software. So it goes into depth on how to pull IDs, how to use each tab, right? Each feature in the software. And then separately, you'll also have access to my Facebook Social Lead System training, which goes in more depth on how to use the software, but mainly in how to have successful ad campaigns set up and make money with Facebook long term. So, no matter what package you choose, you will have training on how to use the software immediately on purchase.
Okay. So I think that Will is. So you are in the United Kingdom, so early in the morning like me. What does it scrape, or what does it do with Google Plus? Asked Jimmy.
I already sent an answer. I already sent an answer to Jimmy about that.
Okay. So, are there any questions left? Did we provide good content to you guys? I think we did. I feel good
Well,
about it.
Will over in the UK said it's smashing, like Austin. I'm almost picturing Austin Powers saying it's smashing, baby. I think we're done. I think we're pretty much done for the evening now, right?
Yeah. So let me put in the link for the last time so you can take action. That's the only way that you succeed. Learning doesn't bring you anything without implementation.
All right. A
Thanks,
few thank
Gary.
yous over here. Yeah, we got a few thank yous. Excellent webinar. We got
Always good to see you, Gary. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, Ryan,
Okay.
Jack, thank you for having both me and Ryan here.
Yeah, you guys did an excellent job providing some good content, and I hope to see you all in the Facebook groups and get starting using the tool. And with that said, I'll probably send out a replay tomorrow, and we will have next week also a coaching class at the same time. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ryan.
Jack.
Thanks.
See you guys later.
All right.